I am continuing my reading, and what I am doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along, especially in the Reign of the Kings. But right now, we are reading in Joshua. It's not an overly long book, and so let us get to it. Chapter 2. We have just begun. Joshua sends spies to Jericho. They are received and concealed by Rahab. They promise to preserve Rahab and her household. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, "Go view the land, even Jericho." And they went and came into the harlot's house, named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, "Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the land." And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, "Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country." And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, "There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them." But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them, the way to Jordan unto the fords, as soon as they were pursued after them, and as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. Okay, so here, just to set the scene a little bit. Jericho was a big walled city. And every day, the gate, it's pretty common, actually, for most walled cities of the time. During the day, the gate was opened, and travelers and merchants, everybody could come into the city. At nighttime, the gate would be shut for protection. Now, it appears, well, we'll get into that in a minute, but Rahab, first of all, it says she was a harlot, but this term in the ancient Hebrew doesn't necessarily mean prostitute as it does today. It generally means a boarding house, or she kept she took in lodgers, as the term might be said. She had a boarding house. She had a place where people would come and spend the night. It was like an inn, what we would call an inn today, or a motel, something like that. So the king gets word that Israelites have come in. People are scared to death of Israel. Israel had just recently destroyed Bashan and, what was the other one? Sihon. So people are a little bit worried. King gets word that these 2 Israelites came in, and she tells him, "Well, there were some men here. I didn't know they were Israelites, but they're gone now. They already left the gate. They left. I saw them go out of the city. You go follow them." And so all the soldiers that are out there hunting down the spies leave the city. But it is late enough that when they leave, the gate is closed. So these men, these soldiers who are searching out the spies outside the city, are going to be outside the city all night. They can't come back in. Now, she hid them among the flax. And what I'm pretty sure what this is talking about is that what they would do when harvesting flax, you take and you would spread it out on the roof to dry. And then you could use it in various things. And what she did is she took them up to the roof, had them lay down, and covered them with the flax, so that when anybody came up to search, they would just see the flax laid out to dry. Now, let us see here. We have verse 8 is where we're at now. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, "I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when you came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man, because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have shewed you kindness, that ye will also shew kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that ye will save alive my father and my mother, and my brethren and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered her, Our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the wall, was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves 3 days until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may ye go your way. Let's pause again. So she, after they've all gone, and there's no more danger of people searching the house, she goes to them, and she's going to let them down over the wall of the city instead of through the gate, because the gate's closed. And she says, Look, I know you're going to destroy us all. We've been hearing the stories about your conquest so far, and people are terrified. Nobody wants to fight you. That's why they're being hunted. Why the spies are being hunted. And she says, but, I've helped you. I understand your God. And she says, your God is the God of heaven and earth. She acknowledges that God is God. And she says, I've helped you. What can you do for me? And they said, look, because you helped us, you're going to be spared. We will find a way. As long as you don't report us after we leave, you'll be spared. Now, it says she let them down because her house was upon the town wall. Jericho, from archaeological studies we've actually found of the city, assuming it's the right city, which it probably is, there is evidence that the wall was not just a wall, but there were houses actually built into the wall. The wall was a wide or a thick wall with houses built inside the wall. And so it says she lived upon the wall. She dwelt upon the wall, meaning her house was actually part of the wall itself. And so she was able to lower them over the wall because, and it's not just part of the wall, but she lived at the top of the wall. It says upon the wall, not next to the wall. So she was at the top, the roof of her house. The wall itself probably only came up a few feet above her house, kind of like a battlement. And so she's letting them go, she's dropping them over. Anyways, she also does what her instructions are. They're still out there searching for you. So go down, hide. So going to get into the mountains. Because Jericho's by the river. It's down in a valley. On either side there's a river. Goes through, and there's mountains on the east and on the west. And you should go hide yourself in the mountains. Find a place to hide. Wait 3 days. And then you're safe to go because they're still searching for you. Anyways, verse 17. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this thine oath which thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window which thou didst let us down by. And thou shalt bring thy father, and thy mother, and thy brethren, and all thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath which thou hast made us to swear. And she said, According unto your word, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. So the two men returned and descended from the mountain, and passed over to come to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, Truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. So now these spies are bringing back a good report, unlike the 12 spies that Moses sent out. But understand this oath, this promise that they're making, this covenant. She let him down with a scarlet, it says scarlet thread, but it wasn't a little thread, it was a rope. It was a rope made out of red fabric, or not fabric, but, fibers, red fibers, that's the word. And it's okay. This is the deal. This is what we're going to do. You take this rope, and you hang it up in your window. And we'll know what house is yours, and we won't touch it. So, you got to understand the reason why this is, the spies, they know what house is hers. But the rest of Israel doesn't. And the spies are not going to be able to just kind of stand at the house and guard it. This is the sign. We put this in here, and then all Israel will know that this house is not to be touched. And as long as you're in the house, nobody will touch you. And if anybody does, then we will have broken our oath. And it says their blood will be on our head. In other words, they're saying, if they are killed, we are guilty of murder. But if they leave the house, then we're not. They're only safe if they stay in the house. And it is all contingent on whether or not Rahab keeps her word and doesn't tell anybody about the spies. Which she didn't, and we'll read all about that later. But it is a not very good agreement here. But you also, it's not just Rahab that was saved, and it wasn't just those who actually lived with her. It was anybody in her family who got into her house during the fighting. When Israel marched through Jericho, everybody that was in that house was spared. It didn't matter who they were. If they were in the house, they were spared. That was the agreement. She could save anybody she wanted to save if she could get them into the house. So I like that. I like the agreement. It's a good agreement. And we will read a little bit more on this in the next one. I'll see you then.